Let's talk about something that I think a lot of businesses are sleeping on right now, and it has to do with search, like the act of searching for things. Because when I say you search, what do you think of, right? Well, I guess it depends on your age mostly. If you're a Gen X or a millennial, you think of Google, right? And a lot of people do for, 20 something years, search has meant Google. You need a plumber, you Google it. You want to find a restaurant, you Google it. You're trying to figure out why your knee hurts, you Google it. That was just, the default behavior for an entire generation. But here's what's happening right now that I don't think enough people in business and especially in marketing are paying attention to. The default is shifting, like fundamentally shifting, and it's not just coming, it's already here. And chances are you're just not paying close enough attention. Let me throw some numbers at you because I think this really makes it real and hits home. About 40% of Gen Z, and we're not talking about little kids here, these are people in their 20s with jobs and credit cards and buying power. 40% of them are using TikTok or Instagram as their search engine instead of Google. Not in addition to Google, instead of. So they want to find a coffee shop, they search TikTok. They want to know what, running shoe to buy, they go to Instagram. That's their starting point. And then you've got YouTube, which has quietly become the second largest search engine in the entire world for years now. Billions of searches a month. People aren't just going to YouTube for entertainment. They're going here to learn how to do things, to research products, to figure out, which software to use, to compare options. It's search. It just doesn't look like a search engine. And now, and I think this is the one that really changes everything. You've got AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, all of them. Billions of searches happening inside these tools every single month. People are going straight to AI and saying, what's the best CRM for a small business? Or find me a marketing agency in Chicago that specializes in healthcare. And the AI gives them an answer. No Google results page, no ads, no 10 blue links, just an answer. And then on top of all of that, over 50% of product discovery is now starting on social platforms. It's not ending there, it's starting there. People are finding out about products and services through their feeds before they ever type anything into a search bar. So when you add all of this up, something kind of profound is happening, and this is where I want to land. This is my take on it. Search isn't a channel anymore. It's not the thing that you point to and go, that's our search strategy, we do Google. Search is a behavior. It's something people do everywhere, all of the time across a dozen different platforms. And if your entire search strategy is built around ranking on Google, you're playing one instrument in an orchestra and wondering why the music sounds thin. So look, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that Google is dead. That would be a pretty stupid thing to say. Google is massive. It still is, and it will be. It's still the biggest player, but it's not the only player anymore, and it hasn't been for quite some time. And I think that that's the mental shift that a lot of businesses haven't made yet. Does this resonate with you at all? Because I talk to business owners every week who are still pouring their entire budget into Google ads and traditional SEO, and they're going, I don't know, leads are kind of down, traffic is weird, something just feels off, right? And what I want to say is, yeah, something is off. Your customers moved, but your strategy didn't. So here's a story that kind of brings us home. We had a client, it was a local service business and doing really well with Google for years. Good rankings, good reviews, steady leads. And then over the course of maybe 8 or 9 months, they started seeing this slow decline. Nothing dramatic, just like a drip, a little bit less and less, fewer leads each month. And we dug into it, and their Google performance was actually fine. Their rankings hadn't dropped. Their ads were still running, and doing pretty well. But what we found was a huge chunk of their potential customers, especially the younger ones, were never getting to Google in the first place. They were just asking for recommendations on Instagram. They were searching TikTok for, best whatever near me. They were asking ChatGPT, and our client was invisible in all of those other places, completely invisible, because why would they be there, right? Their whole strategy was built around a world where search meant Google. And I think, that's the wake-up call. It's not that what you've been doing is wrong. It's that the landscape has shifted around, while you were focused on the thing that used to work. So the question becomes, and this is what I think every business should be asking themselves right now, where are your customers searching? Where are they looking for you potentially, right? Not where you'd assume that they're searching, not where you search, where they actually are going when they have a question or a need. Because if you don't know the answer to that, you've got a blind spot, and it might be a big one. And here's what I keep coming back to after 25 years of doing this. This, the fundamentals haven't changed. People still search for solutions to their problems. They still want to find businesses that they can trust. They still go through a discovery process before they buy. And all of that is the same. What's changed is where and how that process happens. And the businesses that recognize that and show up in those new places, not just with ads, but with real content, real presence, real value, those are the ones that are going to be the ones that thrive. And the ones that keep saying, well, we just need to fix our SEO. I mean, look, you might be fine for a while, but the trend line is pretty clear, and I'd rather be ahead of it than reacting to it. So I don't know, maybe I'm just making maybe too big of a deal out of this, but I really don't think so, because from what I've been seeing with our clients and in the data, this feels like one of those shifts that sneaks up on you. And then one day you look up and go, oh, wow, the world has changed and I missed it. And I'd rather that you not miss it. So something to think about anyway, where are your customers actually searching? It might be worth finding out.